What's up, YouTube Nation? This is Marvin, and I was just I decided to do a quick video as an update to the other video that I did, talking about my incident that I had dealing with the detached retina. And I noticed a couple of people asking questions about, how it went and how things are now, how my vision is now. And I thought I'd just do a quick video to clarify a lot of those things. But basically, everything is going pretty well. My vision is, of course, not the same as it was before the incident. I mean, it's a few minor things that I noticed that are different. I mean, the main thing, though, is that I'm thankful to God that I went and had my eyes checked at that time for them to even diagnose me with the retina detachment, so I could have gotten the procedure and corrected it. Because I think back to it and think about how I could have been blind in my eye probably right now if I didn't go get it checked. And I am so thankful that I did go get it checked. But right now, the only difference that I really notice is that at night, when it's dark, I kind of notice like a dark ring or a shadow that surrounds the 360 degree peripheral of my vision. It's like a round halo, dark halo that's around my vision. Now, I remember reading somewhere online that once the retina detaches like that the light receptors or something like that, they don't reattach. So that's why the vision after the incident is not completely back to the way it was. So I do notice that at night. I mean, I can see, but I just noticed that ring. It'd be kind of irritating, but hey, I can deal with it. And another thing that I notice is when I'm looking at neon colors, and I work in an office, so I use a lot of highlighters, and I notice that, like for instance, if I use a yellow highlighter, when I make that yellow streak, it's like there is an orange shadow behind it or something. It's like it offsets that streak. You see your yellow, then right behind it, like a shadow or something, it's orange. And if I use an orange highlighter, if I'm not mistaken, it's vice versa. It would have like a yellow shadow behind it, something like that. But and I guess maybe that has something to do with those so-called light receptors that I read about online that has not completely reconnected. But that's I mean, but more so the after effect of the incident, it's more so just little irritating things like that. But overall, my vision is okay. I was able to begin wearing contacts again, I think in October. The incident happened in August. I was released to go back to, when the incident and the surgery occurred in August, I was released to go back to work in September, like September 10th or something like that. And I was able to update my prescription for my glasses and contacts in October. So it was a fairly quick turnaround. And I remember there was one guy commented on my video saying that he was doing a lot of research online to just really get an idea and an understanding of this thing that happens with the retina detachment and the surgery and the whole experience behind it all. And like I replied to the guy saying that I did a lot of research before I had the surgery, just so I could do what I was getting myself into. And the reviews from these other people who underwent the same thing, they vary. But I remember reading one thing that made a whole lot of sense. You know, the reviews are going to vary mainly because people are not going to do the same thing after the surgery. You're going to have some people who are going to cut corners. The doctor's going to tell them not to do this. The doctor's going to tell them not to lift 5 pounds. Well, they're going to be lifting 20 and 25 pounds. And then you'll have some other people who will be lifting right at the 5 pounds. And then you'll have some people who won't be lifting anything at all. And that was almost my case right there, because my fiance basically prevented me from doing anything. I couldn't lift anything. She didn't allow me to put my own shirt on. She helped me to put my shirt on. So she really kept me in line, and I'm thankful for her for that, because I mean, like a lot of men, you know, I can be big-headed at times, and you know, and do things I don't supposed to be doing. But she prevented me from doing a lot of that, and I think a lot of her preventing me from doing those things is what contributed to me recovering pretty fast. And right now, the only thing visually that is different is that in the corner of my eye, it's still a little red. It's not bloodshot red, but it's a little red there. And I said I may end up using some of that Visine drops that's supposed to get the red out. I may use some of that to see if it'll get rid of it, but that's the only visual thing that's different after the surgery. And internal, I mean, everything is pretty good. But I went to my last appointment, which was in February, I believe. I mean, the doctor said that everything was healed. He said the only thing that he saw was like a nugget of fluid that was left behind the retina. Like a little small little nugget. He said it was very small, and he was saying eventually that's going to push down and it will go away. So I'm assuming when I go to this appointment in June, you know, that little nugget, as he said, as he stated it as being, it should be completely gone. So the whole incident, I mean, was a success. And anybody who is undergoing this surgery, or has a loved one who is about to undergo the surgery and deal with this whole thing, I mean, it's nothing to really just no panic over. You know, as long as you go to a doctor who is well known to be a great doctor, a specialist who deals with that, and as long as you adhere to the doctor's recommendations and what needs to be done after the surgery, everything will be fine. So I hope this video helped out a lot and gave some people some encouragement in addition to my other one. But that's basically it. And I have my glasses, my shades on now. I have my glasses, but I like to wear my contacts, especially during when the sun out, because I like to wear my shades because my eyes are very sensitive to light, but bright light, that is basically light that's outside. My eyes are very sensitive to sunlight, and that has nothing to do with the surgery. My eyes have always been sensitive to sunlight, and I like wearing my shades. So that's basically all I got to say for now. I'm on my way home from work, and I may put up another video later if if I've forgotten something. I probably have forgotten, because this was so impromptu. I just thought about it on the way down the road, just to do a video, and that's what I decided to do. So if there's something that I left out, I may add another video in addition to this, and that's all. Peace out.